Benny the bear was a kind soul. He lived in a cozy cave by the edge of a sunflower field. Benny loved the golden sunflowers. He loved the buzzing bees even more. Every day, Benny watched the bees. They flew from flower to flower. The bees collected sweet nectar to make their honey. Benny loved honey. He often sat by the beehive near his cave. The bees knew Benny was kind. They didn't mind sharing their honey with him. Benny savored every drop. He knew the bees worked hard to make it. Benny was happy just watching the busy bees. One morning, Benny smelled trouble. Instead of the sweet scent of honey, he smelled something else. It smelled burnt. Benny rushed to the beehive. Smoke was coming from it. Benny was scared. He called out to the bees, "What's wrong?" The queen bee buzzed sadly. "Oh, Benny, a fire started near our hive. We're all safe, but our honeycomb is ruined." Benny saw the charred honeycomb. It was empty. The queen bee sighed. "It will take us a long time to build a new honeycomb. We won't have honey for days." Benny felt sad for the bees. He knew how much they loved their honey. Benny told the queen bee, "Don't worry, I will find you some honey." The queen bee was surprised. "But Benny," she buzzed, "honey is all the way across the forest." Benny didn't hesitate. He smiled at the bees and said, "It's okay. I will be back soon." Benny set off on his journey. He walked through the sunflower field, following the sun. Benny wasn't scared. He wanted to help his friends, the bees. After a long walk, Benny saw a sight that made his tummy rumble. It was a meadow filled with berry bushes. And beside the bushes, Benny spotted something amazing. It was a giant beehive, overflowing with honey. Benny had never seen so much honey in his life. He quickly filled his paws with berries, then he approached the hive cautiously. Benny called out to the bees in this hive, "Hello, my friends have lost their honey in a fire. Could you please spare some?" The bees were surprised to see a bear asking for help so politely. They were happy to share their honey. Benny returned to his friends with his paws full of berries and a heart full of joy. Benny shared the berries and the honey with his friends. The bees were so happy they buzzed with delight. Benny learned a valuable lesson that day. He learned that helping others brought more happiness than anything else. From that day on, Benny continued to visit the bees. He shared his berries and they shared their honey. And they all lived happily ever after.